Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach Bahashem, Ruach HaKadosh, them honors unto the elders and apostles out here pushing and preaching truth wherever they may be, and to GMS that have taught us this truth, peace, and salutation to the hopefully elect. I'm gonna tag this video real quick. The dragon making war with the saints. Or I could say, why the dragon making war with the saints. And again, that word dragon is another one of them words that's multi-layered when it comes to scriptures. But I hope and pray to the Most High Yahweh that we'll be able to help you understand what we are talking about when we speak about the dragon. Okay? I'll help you be able to understand. But for some context, let's come over here to Revelation chapter 12. And we'll start at verse 7. And we'll go however the Most High will have us to go. I mean, right away I hear scripture from Jeremiah speaking to my mind about the dragon. Okay, and see if we can find. I think it's Jeremiah chapter 50 or 51. Matter of fact, no, let's do something. Okay, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. You see that? The dragon. And the dragon fought in his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out. Now, who is this great dragon? Who is this great dragon? You know, so often with this social engineering of this wicked empire, this Babylonian system, they try to use media to throw us off as it comes to knowledge and understanding. It tried to deceive us and lead us astray with some type of induced imagination. When I say induced, because this thought process, this understanding, this perspective is being given to us not by people who love us, not by people who care about us, not by people who is really interested in us, but it's being given to us by people who bear an inherent hatred towards us. People at the scripture, I believe you find out when in Psalms 58, matter of fact, let me grab it, where it talk about before they even born, you know, while they born, they go astray. Let me see. Okay, because I can quote, but I believe it's Psalms 58. Let's see, maybe around the third verse. Let me see. Yeah. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born. Speaking like, so you see, we are given this by people who are wicked, who are racist, who are nefarious from birth. As soon as they be born, they speak lies. And one of the deception, one of the lies that they give us is a somewhat cartoon version of a demon with a red tail, with some horns, and have us deceived in our mindset. And when it comes to the proper understanding of who the dragon is, we are far off. But the scripture said in the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceive, as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Lies is part of deception. Which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So the dragon is not a cartoon demon. The dragon is no other person than Satan. And Satan operates through empires, not no figment of your imagination or what they try to intertwine in your imagination with lies and deception as some type of cartoon demon. No. Satan operates through empire. You look up that word Satan, it means adversary. And who are the people of the Most High adversary? The Edomites. The Edomites. And Edomites, they ruled through Rome. And they ruling through the modern extension. See, a lot of you guys don't understand prophecy. Rome Empire did not totally collapse, but it transformed into something different. And we see that extension, especially over here in America, because when Daniel was in Daniel chapter 2, in the interpretation of King Nebuchadnezzar dream, and when he was talking about that fourth and last empire rule, it didn't totally collapse. It just morphed into something different. It transformed into something different. And that's why it talk about the feet being part iron. And what do the iron speaks to? Iron speaks to the military force. And who got the most dominating military force in the world right now, with military bases all throughout the world trying to police the world? No other place but America. And who's ruling America right now? The ruling class, the elites, who is the Edomites. So when they read about the dragon, and we understand Satan is the adversary, Edomites is the adversary towards the Most High. Edomites is the adversary towards the people of the Most High. And we understand that the dragon is letting us be known, according to this verse right here, verse 9, that he is that old serpent. He is called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. And so Satan stands for adversary. Devil, diabolical, or diabolus, stands for deceiver. That's why I said deceive the whole world, right? But the dragons is the political and military power of the adversary. So the dragon, I want you to understand, is not no red entity with some red horns on his head with a red tail with a pitchfork at the end. That ain't the dragon. The dragon is the adversary of the Most High people that's used, you understand, the political atmosphere, and use the military, which is the iron. Dragon use governments. The dragon use militaries. The dragon use economies. And the dragon use the media. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the dragon make wars with the saints. And can't you see why this economy works against you instead of for you? Huh? You wonder why you have to compromise your relationship with the Most High in order to make great strides in this economy? Because it's the dragon. You wonder why you have to compromise your integrity. You wonder why you have to desecrate your mind, desecrate your spirit, desecrate your soul. Because the dragon heads this economy. You wonder why this government, really, I want y'all to pay attention to me, works against you. You wonder why so much propaganda is being pushed against you. Because again, the dragon used propaganda in the media. The dragon used the military. The dragon used economies. The dragon used governments to work against you. That's what the dragon is. And the scripture let you know that this dragon, when it was kicked out by Michael and his angels from heaven, with no place found no more in heaven, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Devil means deceiver. Satan means adversary. Dragon, the military, government, so forth and so forth. I just explained to you. He was cast into the earth. His angel was cast with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of Yahweh and the power of his Hamashiach, for the accuser of the brethren is cast down. Watch this. Which accused them before Yahweh day and night. And this is why this government works against you. This is why the propaganda is used against you. This is why this system is used against you. Because it is the accuser of the brother. Watch this. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death. Coming, the reason why I talk about the dragon warring with the saints, because the time is coming where Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. The great tribulation is right around the corner. The chip, the mark of the beast, is right around the corner. And if you don't put your trust in Yahweh, and if you ain't willing to stand for the testimony, for remember Revelation chapter 19 said the testimony of Yahweh HaMashiach is the spirit of prophecy. If you don't understand prophecy, instead of dying for this thing, remember the scripture said in Revelation chapter 2, let me bring it up over here. Okay. There's always something to talk about, as the elder apostle Tahar said. There's too much to be talking about. You can't be walking around here with your hands in your pocket. Okay? But let me find this where it says, be faithful unto death. All right. All right, here we go right here. See this? Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Here we go right here. The dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil, the Satan, which deceive the whole world, was cast unto the earth. His angel was cast on him. And it goes on and said this, but watch what it goes on to say. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony. They loved not their lives unto death. Watch this. Fear none of those things that thou shalt suffer. Like I said, Jacob's trouble. And the great tribulation is around the corner. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. The crown of life speaks to the kingdom. You will inherit the kingdom. Watch what it said. Love not their lives unto death. You have to be faithful unto death, because the dragon is getting ready to raise. Man, my goodness, I wish you would walk with me just a little bit. About to increase, about to magnify the war against the saints of the Most High. I lost that day. Jeremiah says, no day like it. Even Jacob's trouble. Okay? Now let's go to it. Jacob's trouble. Let's see. Verse 7, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it. Jacob's trouble is coming, and it's coming upon the whole world. Okay? Why? Because the dragon is raging war with the saints. But let's go back through this. There was war in heaven, not in outer space. Heaven means seat of power. The war speaks to political, as I told you, right here. War speaks to political, military, spiritual conflict. Michael speaks to the authority of Yahweh HaMashiach in leading his angelic hosts. And when you look at wars, what happened with wars? There's a regime shift. What happened with wars? Old power structures collapse. What happened with wars, especially with what coming, the end time exposure of the Edomites rulership is coming to an end. But before it comes to an end, you better make sure you have the blood of the Lamb. You better make sure you have the testimony. You better make sure you fortified, because if you're not, when the mark of the beast, the chip come, you are likely to give in to it. The scripture goes on in verse 10, right? And I heard a loud voice in the heaven, now has come salvations. You see that? And strength and kingdom of Yahweh and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brothers cast down, which accuse them before Yahweh day and night. Watch what it goes on to say. We jump down to 12 now. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. But woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Sea speaks to people, okay? Other places in the scripture, when they talk about the waters and the sea, refer to people, okay? For the devil is come down, and sometimes sea can also speak to chaos. I want y'all to understand that sea can also speak to chaos. For the devil is come down unto you. And that devil, again, means deceiver. And we know who the deceiver is. We know who the devil is, the Edomites. It's come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time. You see why you see a lot of things speeding up? Because the Edomites who is trying to rule this place know the jig is up. They have a short time. That's why behind scenes they put in place what they like to call a one world government. That's why they put it in place digital currency. That's why they put in place all of the intricacies of the workings of the chip, right? That's why they put in place all of this, because they know they have but a short time. They know their time is already up, and Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come back to reclaim his kingdom and put his people back in order. And don't think it's a coincidence where we're seeing all these movies come out of nowhere, all of these alien movies, all of these so-called different dimensions, movies and whatnot, your Thor and your different aircraft and spacecraft movies, because they're utilizing this to say that when you see the angels and the clouds come back, they are aliens, but what they understand, they are not aliens. They're angels that's coming to fight for the Most High people and to cause this place to become the kingdom of Yahweh. The scripture says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you having great wrath. He's mad. These devils is mad. They are big time mad. And that's why you're seeing the escalation of digital IDs and digital currencies, because he mad. He got a short time. That's why you're seeing surveillance being increased. You're seeing cameras being put up everywhere, right? To watch the movements of everybody. That's why you see so much policing going on everywhere. This is why you're starting to see speech be suppressed, because he realized he only have a little time. Watch this. And when the dragon saw that he was cast out into the earth, he persecuted a woman. This woman speaks to the Hebrew Israelites, which brought forth a man child. Let me see if I can find it. Okay? To let you know that this woman speaks to, let me see. Bear with me. I don't know why Hosea 1 is coming to my mind. Yes, here you go. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. You see that? Watch this. And when the dragon saw that he was cast out into the earth, he persecuted a woman which brought forth. You see that? When Israel was a child, I love him and call him my son, a man child. So this is speaking to the Israelites. Okay? And the woman speaks to Jerusalem. Let me grab this over here. Okay? I'm just telling you what coming to my mind. I think it's Galatians chapter 4. Bear with me, y'all. When I hear scriptures in my mind, I got to go there. Galatians chapter 4, when it speaks about this woman right here. Watch this. Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother. What a mother is, a woman. A mother of us all, who? The Israelites. When the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman, Jerusalem, 70 AD, which brought forth the man child, the Israelites. To the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle. This eagle is multi-layered also. Not only do it speak to divineness of the Most High, because remember, I think it's Deuteronomy, Exodus, no, Deuteronomy chapter 32, when he said, I bore thee as eagle wings, on eagle wings. So not only do the eagle represents the Most High in some scriptures. Let me grab it. And I know y'all be like, man, you too detailed. When the scripture come to your mind, you gonna, yeah, I got to take you there. All right, let me see. All right. We're talking about the eagle stirs her nest. Maybe it's 11. Let's see. Yeah. Right here. As an eagle stir up her nest, flutter over her young, spread abroad her wings. 2 wings of a great eagle. Spread abroad her wings, taking them, bear them on her wings. Watch this. So Yahweh alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. So sometimes eagle can be speaking to the Most High. Sometimes the eagle can be speaking to judgment. Watch this. I know I'm being very calculating and thorough in my teachings. Okay, but I just want you to see this. Watch this. Verse 28. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So eagles speak to judgment, all right? But eagles also speak to protection for the Israelites. Watch this. That she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she is nourished for times and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. So this serpent, all right, this wilderness speaks of Egypt when Yahushua also, okay, because this prophecy is multi-layered too. Not only is it talking about Israelites, but it's talking about Yahushua when he was born, all right? Maybe it's into the wilderness, and I grab that right quick. I'm in Matthew, so I might as well stay in Matthews. Okay, I think it's the, watch this. Right, watch this. And when they were departed, behold, the angel Yahweh, I'm in Matthew chapter 2, verse 13, appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, take the young child and his mother. See, right there. In a dream, saying, arise, take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt. So wilderness also speaks to Egypt. And be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. And Herod speaks to the dragon, okay? Because remember, dragon is the political. Herod was the one of the higher up of the political, whatnot, military, right? So that's multi-layered. But anyway, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. Okay? Flood speaks to lies, it speaks to deception, it speaks to philosophies, and also speaks to persecution. Okay, that's why the scripture said when the enemy come in as a flood, the Most High will lift up a standard against it. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war. Watch this, to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and had a testimony. See, this dragon, he's getting ready to make war. And again, this give you a picture of what's going on today when it said the flood, after the woman, they may cause her to be carried away the flood. What the dragon do the military, what the dragon do the government and the political, they give out edicts. They put sanctions and what have you to persecute the people. Okay? All right. Now let's jump down in here. Let's jump down where I'm looking at. Because we got to grab some more. Verse 4. Let's see where verse 4 at. Here we go. And they worship the dragon The dragon which gave power. Power. When you're dealing with this, the offhand of the Most High, when I'm talking about Satan and whatnot, understand the eagle represents, and that's another representation of the eagle. When you look at, I think in Daniel chapter 2, talk about the eagle, right? That speaks to the military also. Eagle can be reference to the military also. So, yeah, what I was about to say, they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. That's what I was about to say. So, in many instances, the eagle represents the enforcing, which is the military. The dragon represents the political side, right? And the devil, which is deception, can represent the papal Rome, the religious side and whatnot. So you always will see the eagle, dragon, and the devil working together in congruent, which will be the beast. Okay, the beast is the system, all right, and the religious side is part of the beast. The dragon is, like I said, the political, the government side, and the eagle is the military side, and the beast is the system. But anyway, the dragon which gave power unto the beast. You see that? Gave power unto the beast, gave authority unto the beast. See, it's the military, the eagle. It is the government. It is the political aspect that helped push the system of the beast. And this system has been pushed worldwide. It's been worldwide. Okay? And this dragon transfer is power unto the beast. It's spiritual authority that's known through the government and through politics and what have you. It transfer all of its power unto the beast. And beast is the global system that pushes Rome agenda. Right? And that's why you see NATO and the EU and world banks and military industrial complex, all of that, man, it's all of that is packed in this, man. Packed in this. In Revelation, here I go again. Let's go down to 7. And it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given of all kindreds and tongues and nations. All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain before the foundation of the world. And I go back to Revelation chapter 12. You better make sure you cover the blood, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. If any man have ear, let him hear. Okay? Then come down to this. Watch this. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns. The 2 horns, one horn represents America military power, and other horns points to Rome, Papa Rome, the Vatican, whatnot, Catholicism, whatnot. And he spoke as the dragon. Remember, the dragon gave his power to the beast. Okay? Rome revived. And he exercised all the power of the first beast. Rome revived before him and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. See, Rome did not totally collapse. It was a deadly wound, but it was healed. And he do great wonders, so that he made fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of man, and to see them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, AI and all that stuff, wonders, AI, and so forth and so forth. It's, technology, wonders and miracles, technology that speaks to the different technology as it relates to their army, tanks, and all of this new technology would come to bombs and what have you. Watch this. That's that fire coming down out of heaven. Watch this. And miracles which he had power to do in sight of these of the beasts, sent to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So old Rome Empire, it did not completely collapse or die, it just morphed into something else, transform into something else. And the system, those of us that know about the system, is the image of the beast. And one of the images of the beast is Caesarea Borgia, iconoclasm that came through the Renaissance. Okay, but don't mistake the image of the beast for the mark of the beast. They're 2 things. The image of the beast points to the system, points to the propaganda, points to the deception, points points to the social engineer, points to the media, points to all of that. But the image of the beast is totally different from the mark of the beast. Watch this. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this is why you see a lot of people that speaks out against the system, go against the system. Sometimes they kill physically, but also sometimes they kill financially, kill mentally, and what have you. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. In other words, a chip in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you see that? This dragon is getting ready because the time is short. It's getting ready. Do Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation, make war with the saints. Make war with the saints. And it's very needful for me to inform you the dragon is not no cartoon demon that you believe that have horns and have a pitchfork tail. No. The dragon is the ruling class Edomites that's ruling through governments, ruling through the banking system, ruling through politics. And they are going to enact things, right, to make sure they raise war against you saints, against us, the saints. Okay? And everyone that don't bow down to the image of the beast nor receive the mark, he's really going to turn up the fire during tribulation and Jacob's trouble. And so I had to come on here to let you know what is Jacob's trouble. And when I'm speaking about the saints, why is on my mind? When I'm speaking about the saints, I'm not talking about everybody. Must I bust your bubble? If you're not an Israelite, you can't be a saint, not according to the Bible. You can't be a saint. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. He also, Psalms 148 verse 14, he also exalt the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints. It go to tell you who the saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. So if you're not an Israelite, you can't be a saint. Okay, so when you read the epistle, when they talk about to the saints, he's talking about to the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, even Peter said to the saints that scatter abroad, and that was both multi-layered. Not only in his day and time was the saints scatter abroad, but he was speaking to the saints that scatter abroad to the transatlantic slave trade and what have you. You see, if you don't understand prophecy, you're not going to understand the scripture. You're not going to understand the scripture. And let me get back over here. Watch this. Okay. Where it say he raised war against the saints. Watch this. Verse 15. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to see a mark in their right hand, which is the chip, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this dragon, this beast is getting ready to raise war with the saints more than ever before. Okay? And when it's talking about you're not going to be able to buy or sell, and you guys listening to Anton Danger and them, they're leading you astray, the Jay-Z's and whatnot, all these people, even listen, both, it says small and great, rich and poor, you're going to suffer great tribulations unless you receive that, forfeit your soul and suffer the consequence of forfeiting your soul so you can maintain your comfortability in this life. Listen, you're going to suffer great tribulation, okay? And this is how he's going to raise war with the saints. A lot of you going to suffer job loss. You're going to have banking restrictions. They're going to be tracking you financially. You're going to be tracking your currency. This dragon going to raise war against you legally with the martial law enacted. They're going to be labeling a lot of people with hate speech, and you're not going to be able to prophesy. They're going to put laws in place that you can't prophesy. A lot of people going to be arrested innocently, right? He's going to wear out the saints. That's what Daniel, let me see if I can find that. Because Daniel chapter 7 deal with the latter days too. All right, let me go to Daniel. Chapter 7, I think it's around the 25th verse. Let's see. and he shall speak great words against the Most High. So they come back to right here. Verse 15 of Revelation 13. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. Watch this. Both speak. Watch this. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given to his hand until a time and times and dividing of time. So, you know, this beast is getting ready to wage war to the saints. He's mad right now, as I pointed out to you. Come back out here. All right. Where is it at? In verse 17, the dragon was wroth with the woman. See, the dragon is mad right now. Y'all don't, that's why you see so much going on behind closed doors. The dragon mad right now. But if you don't bow down to the image of the beast, like the three Hebrew boys in Daniel chapter 3, if you don't give in to the image of the beast and you don't accept the mark of the beast, you're going to win. You're going to win. Okay? Because the dragon defeat is guaranteed. Right? Let me I'm going to keep this up over here. Let me bring up Revelation 19 over here, though. Listen, the dragon, his defeat is promised. Let me see. You see this right here? Because remember, the dragon is the ruling class, it's the system, it's the government, it's the system of, watch this, for in 1 hour she made desolate. So, right? It's guaranteed. Let me go down here. So I can show you that victory is guaranteed. Watch this. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness do he judge and make war. So even though the dragon may be making war with you, Yahweh shall say, I'm going to make war with the dragon. His eyes were as flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. It was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of Yahweh. And the armies which are in heaven follow him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen. White and linen, this speak about the angels and the chariots. Okay, the horses speaks of the chariots. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he should rule them with the rod of iron, and tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty Yahweh. And he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. So his, the dragon's going to be defeated. It's going to be defeated, and this goes along to. Let me grab this, Isaiah 63. I'm just grabbing stuff as it comes to my mind because I want you to know. Matter of fact, I got to bring it up over here because I want you to cross-reference what happened. Let's cross-reference, okay? Now watch this. It says, white horse, he that set up on him was called Faith and True. In righteousness he do judge and make war. His eyes was as flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. He had his name written, and he knew that no man knew, but he himself. Watch this, verse 13. He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. You see that? Dipped in blood. Okay, now watch this. Come over to Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom? With dyed garments from Bozrah, that is glorious in his apparel, travailing in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. Watch this. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel? Now you come back over here, it says vesture dipped in blood. Okay? So when he come back, he's going to destroy them. He's going to destroy the Edomites and what have you. That's why his vesture is dipped in blood, because he's going to destroy them with the fierceness of the wrath. He said, I have trodden the wide press alone, and other people there was none with me. For I tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood should be sprinkled upon my garments. So when he destroyed them, blood is going to be on his garments. That's why he's dipped in blood. And I'm going to stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance in my heart, and the year of my redeemer is come. You see that? So he's going to destroy them, the Edomites, the dragon, right? And I grabbed this last one. I should have done after this. I hope y'all really following along with what's going on. Let's go to verse 18. Listen to what it says. I start at verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Watch this. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. And the house of Joseph a flame. And the house of Esau, other words, the Edomites, for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken. So even though we're going to have to go through this great tribulation, even though the dragon going to raise war with the saints during Jacob's trouble, we're going to be delivered. And the Most High going to send his son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to totally eradicate. Because he says it's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau. We're going to totally eradicate that. And that's why I go over here. Okay, we're in Idris right here, but let's go to 2nd Idris, chapter 6. Let's see, around the 7th verse. Right, that's why it says, verse 8, he said unto me, for Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born to him, Jacob's hand held first to heal the Esau. For Esau is the end of this world. In other words, the end of this empire, the end of this government, the end of this ruling class. And Jacob's the beginning of that follow. So when Yahweh shall come back and deal with the dragon, you're never, ever going to have to worry about Edomites ever, because there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau. All right, to the next video.